What's up, y'all? This is Evan from DMV Sports Zone giving you another update on all things DMV sports. As always, we start with hockey and the Washington Capitals. So for the Caps, reality is starting to set in after a 5-2 loss to the Rangers on Sunday, and they've lost 2 in a row. This loss drops the Caps to 34-9, 77 points, 6th in the Metropolitan Division, so if the season ended today, they'd miss the playoffs. Here's the week ahead for Washington. For the Capitals, the week begins on Thursday when they head to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. The Canadiens come in at 30-41-6, 66 points, last place in the Atlantic. They've already been eliminated from playoff contention. Montreal's coming off a 3-0 loss to the Hurricanes on Saturday. They've lost 3 in a row. This is the last of 3 between the Caps and the Habs. Washington leads the season series 2-0. They beat Montreal 3-1 in DC on October 15th, and then again 9-2 in DC on December 31st. And for the Capitals, the week concludes on Saturday when they return home to host the Florida Panthers. The Panthers are currently 39-31-7, 85 points, 4th in the Atlantic. If the season ended today, they'd miss the playoffs. Florida's coming off a 7-0 win in Columbus on Saturday. They've won 3 in a row. This is the last of 3 between the Caps and the Cats. Florida leads the season series 2-0. They beat Washington 5-2 in Sunrise on November 15th, and then again 6-3 in DC on February 16th. Now we're going to move over to baseball this time and the Washington Nationals. So for the Nationals, the 2023 season is underway. They got started by losing 2 out of 3 to the Braves this weekend. The series puts the Nats at 1-2 and 3rd in the NL East. Here's the week ahead for Washington. This week, the Nationals will be at home for a 3-game series with the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays come in at 3-0, 1st in the AL East. Tampa Bay's coming off a 3-game sweep of the Tigers this past weekend. This is the only meeting this season between the Nats and the Rays. Last time they met was 2021 when Washington took 3 out of 4 against Tampa Bay. And this weekend, the Nationals head to Colorado for a 4-game series against the Rockies. The Rockies are currently 2-2. They're tied with San Diego, Arizona, and LA for first place in the NL West. Colorado split a 4-game series in San Diego this past weekend. This is the first of 2 series between the Nats and the Rocks. Last season, Washington took 4 out of 7 against Colorado. And finally, let's talk about the Washington Wizards. So for the Wizards, it's been a roller coaster of a year, but now it's finally over. At least in every way but officially. Last game, a 118-109 loss in New York on Sunday. They've lost 2 in a row. The Wizards are now 34-44, 12th in the East, and officially eliminated from playoff contention. Here's the last week of the season for Washington. For the Wizards, the final week begins on Tuesday when they return home to host the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks come in at 56-22, the 1 seed in the East. If the season ended today, they play the second winner of the play-in tournament. Milwaukee's coming off a win over the Sixers on Sunday, and they're red hot. This is the last of 4 between the Wiz and the Bucks. Milwaukee leads the season series 2-1. Washington got them for a 118-95 win in Milwaukee on January 1st, but the Bucks returned the favor with a 123-113 win in Milwaukee 2 days later on January 3rd, and Milwaukee took the lead in the season series with a 117-111 win in DC on March 5th. On Wednesday, the Wizards head to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. The Hawks are currently 39-39, the 8th seed in the East. If the season ended today, they play Miami in the play-in tournament. Atlanta's coming off a 132-130 overtime win against the Mavericks on Sunday, thanks to 2 game-winning free throws by Trae Young with just over 1 second left. This is the last of 4 between the Wiz and the Hawks. Atlanta leads the season series 2-1. Washington got them for a 119-116 win in Atlanta on February 28th. But the Hawks evened up the season series with a 122-120 win in DC on March 8th, and then took the lead 114-107 in DC on March 10th. On Friday, the Wizards return home to host the Miami Heat. The Heat are currently 41-37, the 7th seed in the East. If the season ended today, they play Atlanta in the play-in tournament. Miami's coming off a 129-122 win over the Mavericks on Saturday, thanks to 35 points by Jimmy Butler. This is the last of 4 between the Wiz and the Heat. Miami leads the season series 2-1. Washington took the first meeting 107-106 in overtime in DC on November 18th. Miami evened up the season series with a 113-105 win in Miami on November 23rd, and the Heat took the lead in the series with a 110-107 win in Miami on November 25th. And for the Wizards, the regular season concludes on Sunday when they host the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are currently 19-60, last in the West, and they've been eliminated from playoff contention. Houston's coming off a 134-109 loss against the Lakers on Sunday thanks to 40 points by Anthony Davis. This is the last of two between the Wiz and the Rockets. Washington leads the season series 1-0 after beating Houston 108-103 in Houston on January 25th. And that's it for this update, but stay tuned for plenty of great content from Noah, Nadia, and Abdullah as they cover our Commanders as they continue to go about the offseason and this potential sale. Until next time, I'm Evan from DMV Sports Zone signing off.